Thank you so much for your continued support and your continued viewing and continued sharing. I just want to appreciate who you are and appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Now, today is yet another beautiful day that we can talk about something that is so common to us, majority of us, and even at this moment, I am so certain and so sure that you are deep into this. And this is about bitterness. Let's talk about bitterness. This is something that has really took so many hearts and has took so many lives and has done so much devastation in our lives and has caused so much destruction in relationships, workplaces, in families, in businesses, and even in politics. But today, let's ask ourselves, what yields or what brings forth bitterness? Maybe you are bitter right now because of your parents, because maybe they never managed to take you to school, or you're bitter because of your teacher because they never gave you the right grades, or you're bitter because of your partner because they denied you an opportunity to be able to be who you are, or you are bitter because of a deal that has not yielded to what you expected. Now, those are normal occurrences of life. And if they are normal occurrences of life, how do we entangle ourselves from them? How do we embrace them? And how do we overcome them in the midst of our lives? Now, it is so much hurting to be able to expect and hope so much in people, and at the end of the day, they keep on disappointing you. It is so much hurting to invest so much time, so much resources, so much energy in family, in business, in relationship, in school, but yet yield nothing in it. We end up being bitter. And what does bitterness do to our lives? One, the bitterness blocks us from achieving what we were meant to be. Now, let's take it for example. You are bitter because your parents never took you to school. One, they will be able, the bitterness that will yield from this will be able to stop you from being who you are. I can tell you one thing, that nothing will be able to stop who you are. It is only you that you can be able to stop yourself who you are in this world. So bitterness will be able to stop you from achieving your dream, from achieving your dream in that family, from achieving your dream in that business, from achieving your dream in your school and in your education. Number two, what will bitterness do? This is so much infectious. People around you will start being bitter for no reason, because everything that is around you will be a source of bitterness. It is not necessarily a source of bitterness, but that is the passiveness that you'll be able to get from everything that is around you. You'll be able to see that everything that happens around you is just yielding and contributing to you being bitter each and every moment. So don't allow bitterness to be able to spill to others. Don't allow bitterness to be able to go beyond you. Remember, someone said, hitting the wall does not make it a door. Yes, hitting the wall does not make it a door. Now, if you continue infecting others with your bitterness, it does not solve your bitterness. Now, you need to be able to learn what this is and the secret behind this. Number three, realize what this bitterness has come to. Some of us cannot be able to go further or cannot be able to break forth if were it not for people in our lives, were it not for people who made us be able to realize that this is not our comfort zone. So some people push us to the limit where we are bitter, but at the end of the day, this bitterness is yielding and pushing us to the right place that we are supposed to be. Yes, I understand sometimes you might not be able to understand this, but remember, now, for example, you have invested so much in your business, but it has not yielded. What does it push you to do? It pushes you to do much better. It pushes you to go beyond. But if you continue relaxing, then you'll be able to go down. So don't allow bitterness to be able to harbor into your heart. And number three, bitterness will yield a lot of heartaches. A lot of families, a lot of relationships, a lot of businesses, a lot of education is collapsing. Why? Because of bitterness. It reaches a moment and someone says, no, I cannot continue doing this. Why? I am bitter. Now, if it will be able to stop you from continuing to be who you are, if it is going to stop you from being who you are, then the bitterness will have achieved its purpose. And I'm realizing this, and I trust you that you're not going to be able to use bitterness to be able to work against your life. You're going to use it to be able to push you to the next level. So today, out there, whatever you are doing, don't allow bitterness to harbor in your heart. Don't allow bitterness to take better part of you. Embrace it, and remember you can be able to overcome. Just check the far you've come from your life. I realize you have come from far and you're yet going far. So don't allow bitterness, number one, to be able to stop you from who you are going to be. And number two, to be able to spill to the rest of the people. And number three, don't allow bitterness to stop your dreams. Today, as you go forth, realize one thing. Don't allow bitterness to harbor in your heart. I realize you have more energy, you have more power, and there is so much energy in you. And more so, remember how. Now, let's ask ourselves briefly, how are we going to overcome bitterness? Number one, realize the cause of bitterness. What is this that is causing your bitterness? Number two, accept the situation. Some things in life, we have to accept them the way they are so that we can be able to push ourselves to the next level. And number three, pray about it. Yes, I understand that sometimes being in that bitterness situation, you cannot be able to sit or you cannot be able to pray. But let me tell you, if you speak to our Father, He is so far much better to be able to listen and will give us a solution. So use those three things to be able to help you overcome bitterness. And number three, find someone you can talk to and you can share what you're going through. Sharing is caring, and once you share and you have the right person to be able to listen to you, you'll be able to do much better than you might be able to realize. And trust me, you will be able to overcome this. Thank you so much for continuing watching, continue sharing this, and thank you so much for being such a support. God bless you so much.